Hey everyone, my name is E-Man, and today I will be covering D&D classes, ranking them in a tier list for utility. To me, utility is simply put, how well a character can overcome an obstacle. That's all we're ranking. How well a class enables a character to overcome obstacles. Obstacles in combat and out of combat. Cool? Let's get into it. Let's start with A for Artificer. Artificers are the best half-caster for utility in my opinion. They rank above the Ranger and the Paladin. It's a spoiler. Anyway, don't worry about that. So, the reason that Artificers are very good for utility is their abilities. They have magical tinkering, which allows them to imbue stuff. It's like prestidigitation, but different and forever lasting, which is huge. And they also have their infusions, which can make magic items, they can do all sorts of different stuff and they can swap them out, and that's just huge. They can also get a lot of familiars from like a homunculus, steel defender, all of that kind of things. So they have lots of ways to overcome stuff, and most of their spells, I feel, are really utility based, more than damage and more than other things. They're like made for utility. They also have tools for the job, they're just made to overcome obstacles. They're not the best at it because they aren't full casters and the lack of spell slots will hold them up a bit compared to like a high level wizard or a high level bard or whatever. So I think I'm gonna have to... I think A is fair for this one. I reckon they're pretty good, best of the half-casters, but I'm not sure that... Yeah, we'll go A for now, we'll see how it goes. And now for Barbarians. You can hit things and you can be hit. Obviously, this class isn't going to do well for utility. Even in combat, they don't really have utility, they can just take hits. I'm not going to get into it. They're not good for utility, Barbarians. I'm not going to lie, spellcasters are inherently better at this because they have more tools at their disposals than martial classes. But Barbarian, even amongst the martials, is probably the worst. Oh, there's no E tier. I would have ranked them E, but they can just go D, I guess. Bottom of D if anything else is in D. Now let's get into bards. These guys are... Look, I'm just going to do it now. They're going straight to S tier. Bards can be built to be literally almost anything in the game. They can grab spells from other people's lists, they can give inspiration to make sure that they succeed their checks, they have expertise, they have jack of all trades. They are just good at overcoming obstacles. Their spell list as well is very good, and they have some unique spells that can get them out of pinches. They are a very good class for utility. The best because of how much they can help their party with buffs and inspiration and etc, etc. Now for Clerics. Clerics are a full caster and they have a unique spell list, so that's in their favor because they can overcome things the rest of the party can't. But all in all, I think that they don't rank that highly amongst the full spellcasters because their spell list just isn't as helpful as that of the bards or the wizards or the sorcerers. So I think because of this, they're gonna have to be a B tier. I reckon the Artificer with the infusions and the tinkering actually has more to offer in this case. So we're gonna do yeah, I'm happy with that. Now for the Druid. They have the most unique spell list in the game. If you want to get through a plant to another plant, good luck doing that as any other class. They have all sorts of plant spells, earth spells, grow, blah blah blah. They can do things that other classes can't, so they are very good for utility. They are also full casters, they have all the slots, and on top of all of that, they have Wild Shape. Oh my god. They might be above bards. I actually think I am going to rank them above bards because of Wild Shape, but it is very close because bards can take spells from anywhere. But I think I'm going to leave them S tier for now, top of S tier. That might change. Next up is Fighter. Like I mentioned before, martial classes are lacking in utility, but the Echo Knight and the Eldritch Knight and the Rune Knight and the Battle Master offer a decent amount of utility in and out of battle, so it's better than the the Barbarian, sorry. I think it's solid C tier, nowhere near the Cleric because they're a full caster, but it is definitely above the Bard. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up is Monks. Monks offer utility in the way that they can run really fast, faster than anyone, and get around a battlefield. Besides that, they don't actually have that much as well. They have key points so they can do unique things with their action economy, but it's often not actually going to get them out of a full-on bind, like out of a situation. I wouldn't really count it as utility, more as action economy. So I think they are still a C grade, they're not on the Cleric's level, but I reckon that they are better than the Fighter. I'm happy with putting them there. Paladins are fairly straightforward. They have a very similar spell list to the Clerics, but less spell slots. So They're same things, but gonna be ranked differently. They don't have anything unique to them that really gives them utility, except for the helping on saving throws. But I don't really count that as utility for some reason. That's not solving a problem, that's like a base helping. I don't know why there's a distinction in my head. I don't know if I'm articulating it correctly. Either way, I think I'm gonna rank them C as well. I think, because they have a bit of spells, they're gonna go above the monk, and I'm gonna leave them there. Awesome. Now for Rangers. Rangers are really kind of save or suck, but as a whole class, depending on the campaign. Meaning that in the right place, if it's their favorite terrain, they are immensely helpful. But the second they're out of there, they're useless. Same with favorite enemy, you know, very helpful or useless. So because of this, it's hard to rank their utility, because it can be really good if the setting is right. But it can also be really bad if the setting's wrong. Which it normally is, because most campaigns don't take place in one biome. So I think I'm going to rank them above a Paladin. I'd say above a Paladin because of favorite terrain. I reckon they'd be... Get over there. I reckon they'd be similar if it wasn't for favorite terrain, and favorite terrain boosts the Ranger above on those rare campaigns that it comes in handy. So Rangers above a Paladin. Rogues, due to their expertise and cunning action, I believe actually rank better than all of these other classes. The ones we just talked about. They're not S or A tier, but they are better than all the other martial classes. I reckon that they're actually B tier, behind the Cleric, but solid B tier. They can do some stuff. They have expertise, they can overcome obstacles, and they can do it very frequently. Next up is Sorcerers. Sorcerers have a decent spell list. It's more damagey in my opinion than utility, but because of meta magic, they can just do things that other casters flat can't do. Like Twin Spell and Quicken Spell and Subtle Spell. That can get you out of a bind in a way that other classes have nothing for. But it is a worse spell list than the Bards or the Druids in my opinion. So I think that they're going to go A tier, and I think they're going to, they're ahead of the Artificer for sure, but they are A tier. Next up is Warlocks. Warlocks are very good, but they aren't the best at utility. They're kind of better at damage and specifically attacking one opponent in my opinion. The invocations are very, very good, and if they were a full caster with the invocations, they'd probably be S tier. But they're not full casters. It caps out at level 5 and then you have like one spell a day, all of that stuff. So all of that considered, I think that they are A tier, and I think I'm going to wedge them between the Artificer and the Sorcerer here. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And last but not least, because again I'm not doing Blood Hunter, I don't know why it's on this list and I can't be bothered to make my own, is Wizards. Wizards have the largest spell list in the entire game, which counts for something. And they can also write spells in their books that are rituals and then cast them without stocking them on the day. Meaning that they have the largest pool of spells out of any class. This, plus the sheer amount of spells, means that they are very good for utility. They must be S tier, 100%. I'm actually going to put them above a Bard because of their spell list, but I think Wild Shape is better than the Bard's thing. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually leave it how I put it. I do think Druids... No, Wizards have more spells. Because Druids are they are very utility-full, but they can be one note. I think Wizards going to have to edge them out, despite Wild Shape being very good for utility. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. I'm happy with this one. Alright, this is my official tier list for utility. Please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and let me know if I got anything wrong or overlooked anything, because I am very curious. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!